Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of our tree planting project, where today we are going to be setting some acorns and some sweet chestnuts as well. So we're going to try and get them sprouted, and also we're going to be getting some holly berries, which will be quite interesting to sprout, make some nice hedging plants as well, get lots of berries off some of the original trees that we have, and hopefully we can keep that cycle going throughout the years, of making more plants with the ones we have planted previously. So we're just doing this in like some pots and some raised beds just to get them sprouted, so we make sure we've got the best chance of getting these growing, and then we will transplant them into their permanent position either autumn or winter next year, just depending on what we're on with. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and let's get on with it. So here we have some sweet chestnuts. As you can see, they're not like huge, they're just like normal ones that have grown. They're not like a specific cultivar, like a breed, for growing in like orchards and that. These are just like normal chestnuts that you will find like in the woods and that. So we've got some of different shapes. We'll just have to see how they go on. We've just got a nice bucket here to set them in. This will just get them sprouted, and then I'll transplant them into bigger pots or their permanent position after. If we just put these straight in the ground, which you could do, squirrels will more than likely have them, and we just want to make sure they get their best start. So let's go to put them in, that just pointing downwards. Do them on the side or whatever if you want. I'm going to do a couple on the side just to prove later on that it doesn't matter how you put them in, because in the wild that's how they would fall on the ground. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all in there, spaced out quite close, but we'll plant the rest in another pot. This compost is used. You don't want to use like normal ground soil, because that won't drain in a pot. But this used compost will be fine. It's not had any disease or anything, and we don't really need that much nutrients to get them actually sprouted this year. It's just making sure they have a chance. Some nice loose compost. So no need for me to label these, as I know what they look like when they sprout. But if you're organising stuff and you don't know what they'll look like, it's best to just label them. I'll get the others planted as well, and then we'll get some more acorns in. So here we have some acorns. They're starting to sprout already, but I'm just going to put these in. When they're probably just about an inch or two tall, I'll just carefully separate them out and plant them out in the hedgerows or something. But this is just to make sure the squirrels don't eat the nuts, and we'll just cover that over lightly. There we go, that's another load of acorns planted. And if you would like to help me grow, get more supplies in that, I need to make more raised beds to set these acorns in that, so we can grow more, plant more on our own land, donate some, give some away, plant them with some tree planting organisations, hopefully give them to the local council. Please feel free to donate to my link, my PayPal link, which I'll put up on screen or in the description. Any donation is very much appreciated. And Mr. Beast and Mark Rober, along with a bunch of other creators, have made a Team Trees, hashtag Team Trees thing. So $1 equals 1 tree, with the Arbor Day Foundation, which will help to plant those trees. The goal is 20 million by 2020. So if you would like to donate to that, I have also left a link to that in the description. It's a great thing. If you don't have any space to grow your own trees, or set your own trees just to give away to people. You don't have to plant the trees on your own land. You can always give them away, and it's still helping. But you can help plant trees where they are most needed with the teamtrees.org link. Here there is a big part of the hedge which is holly. Looks like the birds have already took all the berries off it, every single one. Up there's just a few hawthorn berries. They're not holly berries. But yeah, this is what happens when birds or whatever, some seeds are set, some holly seeds, and it just keeps dropping berries on the floor, sprouting up more and sprouting up more from its roots as well. Like lots of little saplings, and you get a big tall holly hedge. As you can see up there, the leaves are a bit more bare. I think that's where most of the berries were, and with the birds going up there and that, a lot of the leaves have come off, but it is an evergreen, and it's worth planting as a tree or a hedge. I don't think you can see that squirrel, but just around the back of that tree there's a squirrel. I have to watch them. Nice oak tree there. Quite young. Hopefully we can get some of ours to look as good as that. As you can see, it looks like the birds have took quite a few berries off this, but it's still got quite a few on, and these are good berries. Holly can get smooth leaves, as you can see near, mostly when it gets higher up, but sometimes this happens lower down, as you can see, but this mainly happens on mature hollies, because these spikes are just to protect it a bit from animals, like lower down when it's a young sapling. But as it matures, the tree knows that it's at less of a threat, so instead of putting energy into making spikes, it can make some more smooth leaves, more natural, if you will. But that is something to look for on mature hollies, the smooth leaves. As you can see, those still near some of the bottom, still very spiky leaves. As you can see, that's the stump. Stumps all right here, as you can see. Some are a lot older than others, and then more are unfortunately too far out into the field, but it just shows how it just spreads as a sort of clump. So yeah, I've got to collect some of these berries. Just got to get some of these from lower down. Just pull them off. There's like a stone, like a seed in there. It's quite hard in there, but we'll just collect these. You can process them if you want, take the seed out the actual berry, but there should be no problem as long as it's not going to rot it. So I literally just got the berries and put them in a pot of compost, just to get them sprouted, and then I'll prick them out and put them into bigger pots or straight into the ground or whatever. Once they have fully sprouted, you can just put these berries straight into the ground and they should grow, but I'm just making sure I get the best success rate possible. So you don't have to grow trees from seed or cutting. You can let nature do the work, and sometimes you get things like this birch tree growing where you don't want them to grow. So here one's growing in a old railway sleeper. I don't know if I can get that out. It's just growing in like one of the holes. If I can gently pull it out somehow, just find where the roots are. This will be really cool if we can get it out successfully, and then we can say, this was set in a railway sleeper. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get it out, but we'll try anyway. Might take a while, a bit fiddly. to get it out carefully. You don't want to just yank it out, it'll snap. I'm just going to have to break a bit of this wood away. So it's growing in the wood. This sleeper is actually completely rotten in some places, in other sides, so we might just be able to break it off without damaging the sleeper too much, because these are just used to, you know, prop things up, I think. It's completely rotten. It's probably ancient, but it's all soaked in oil and that, you see, so it lasts longer. Yeah, I don't think this sleeper is going to be propping up anything heavy soon, because it is completely hollow in some places. But unfortunately, the bit where it's grown is not so hollow, so we've got to just chisel it out with this little trowel. Looks like we might be able to get it out. It's grown up and then to the side a bit and round, but we'll just plant it so it looks like it's come straight up, because it'll root out the sides anyway. I'm going to try and get it out carefully. So it's got some decent root on it. We've chiselled a bit of root off and I'm going to damage it, but wow. Don't know if you can see all that white stuff. That is mycorrhizal fungi. As you can see, very oddly shaped roots. It goes down to the side a bit and it goes down, and then here it's just like kinked round. I'm just going to break that off a bit, cleanly, hopefully. So then, even though there's quite a bit of root on the end of here, because, you know, I want to use the root up top. That worked. So as you can see now, we have like all this root here. I'm going to keep a good eye on it, because, you know, it's not got that good of a root system, because it's been grown in an old railway sleeper, but, you know, we'll get that. A nice little tree there. So I just put that birch tree into a nice little pot for the time being, whilst I find out, you know, where exactly I'm going to plant it permanently. And I think that is about it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed or found it useful, and if so, please remember to click that like button and press subscribe with notifications on, so you get notified every time I upload a new video. So I hope this video, you know, showed you exactly, you know, how you can get your own trees growing. You know, you can make a massive difference with even just one tree. You can also get so many benefits from them, long term and short term. So, you know, there's definitely a reason to plant a tree. If you want to watch my latest video, please click up here, and if you want to watch another tree video, just click right below it. There should also be a circle icon here, so you can also subscribe to the channel there. And apart from that, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video or found it useful in some way. And yeah, bye bye everybody.